All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to part two. Hopefully, y'all can make it back to part two. Let's go to the American, lifting off in the south side. Welcome back to part two of the live. We also have Air New Zealand, the 777-300ER, Flight 4 coming in from Auckland, north side arrival next up on the north side. Let's go to the takeoff. All right, Air New Zealand, 777, up next for arrival. This one coming in from Auckland, Flight 4. Philippine Airlines Flight 112, 777-300ER from Manila, north side arrival, number 2 for arrival. Flight 112 from Manila. Flight time is 12 hours and 14 minutes. Up next, we also have United Express SkyWest Flight 5460 coming in from Aspen on a CRJ 700ER. Flight time is 1 hour and 49 minutes. Let's go to the takeoff. Alrighty, that's it for that. We also have the Delta Airlines A350-900 pushing back from the Delta terminal. Do you have any flight information on that? This is Delta Airlines Flight 782 going to Atlanta on an A350-900. What you just saw was Alaska SkyWest Flight 3499 going to Seattle on an E175LR. All right, we have the CRJ 700 and then the Philippine 777 already our second 777 of the day. In case you missed it, Air New Zealand Flight 4 came in from Auckland a few minutes ago on the 777 north side arrival. Korean Air Flight 17 coming from Seoul. Korean Air Flight 17 coming from Seoul on an A380-800, 27 minutes out. Also, China Eastern, the 777-300ER from Shanghai, 36 minutes out. Asia on a Flight 202, the A380-800 coming in from Seoul as well, 42 minutes out. Also, in case you don't know, today's a special stream. I'll tell you why in a minute. Alright, today is a very special stream because if you don't know, Air Force One is supposed to arrive at LAX. It's supposed to. So hopefully we could see that. We've Spirit lifting off, but Philippine 777 Flight 112 is going to steal the spotlight. This one coming in from Manila. Bit of a rough touchdown there from Philippine Airlines. Next arrival on the north side is Alaska Airlines 2075 coming from Redmond. 1 hour 43-minute flight on an E175 LR up next for arrival. What do we have? Let's go back to the Delta. A350. This one going to Atlanta. Flight 782 going to Atlanta. We have a Southwest on the takeoff roll, so we are going to zoom into that. Delta Connection, Flight 3719, coming from Tucson. Flight time is 1 hour 16 minutes. This one coming in on a CRJ. Let's go to the E175 Alaska. Air New Zealand 777 300 ER about to pull into the gates at Tom Bradley. We have Latom, the 787, pushing back. Let's get some flight information on this one. This is Latom flight 602. We do not have any information. This one might be going to remote parking. Let's go to the Big Delta A350. This one taxiing to the south runways for a takeoff. Going to Atlanta. Up next for arrival on the north side on 24. Right is United 221 coming in from Vancouver on a 737-800. Flight time is 2 hours, 24 minutes. All right, it is 9:02 a.m. So, if all goes according to plan, Air Force One should be arriving in about half an hour. All right, we have some news. Air Force One. Let's go to the United, coming from Vancouver. All right, we have some news. Apparently, Air Force One came in at 5:04 a.m. So unfortunately, we are not seeing Air Force One, unfortunately, but we're gonna see the two A380s. That's unfortunate. Air Force One. But we do have two A380s. We have a 777. So we're going to keep our hopes high. United Express SkyWest Flight 4671 coming in from Boise. Flight time is 1 hour 47 minutes on an E175. Also American Eagle Flight 6202 coming in from Portland on a CRJ 700ER up next. Can we zoom into that? Let's try and zoom into that. There's Spirit lifting off on the south side. We have an update on Korean Air Flight 17, the A380 from Seoul, 26 minutes out. China Eastern Flight 583 coming from Shanghai, 777-300ER, 27 minutes out. And Asiana Flight 202 coming in from Seoul, also on an A380, 31 minutes out. Flight time for Asiana 202 is 10 hours and 24 minutes. Let's go to the Philippine Airlines parking. Let's see, what, okay. Next departure here on 24 left is Hawaiian Airlines, Flight 63. Hawaiian Airlines Flight 63 going to Lihue, A321neo. United Airlines 1069 coming in from Jackson. 2-hour flight, A320. China Airlines Cargo, flight 5166 coming from Taipei. 777 should be a south side arrival. Also, Aero Mexico, flight 646 coming from Mexico City on a 787-8 Dreamliner. Flight time is 3 hours and 12 minutes. Should be a north side arrival. Korean Air Flight 17 now in the Santa Clarita area, 18 minutes out. Delta Airlines Flight 782 going to Atlanta on an A350-900. Number 2 for departure on the south side, 25 right. All right. Hawaiian Airlines 63 going to Lihue. A321neo now lining up on 25 right, or excuse me, 24 right. After Hawaiian Airlines Flight 63 is United Express SkyWest Flight 5788 going to Kalispell on a CRJ 700ER. Let's go for the big Delta A350, lifting off on the south side going to Atlanta. I was about to leave it, but we'll still stay with it. We have a CRJ 700 on the takeoff roll. Delta Airlines Flight 1517 going to Kansas City on an A320 up next. Up next for departure on 24 right. Let's zoom in. Let's see if we can zoom in a second. There we go, there it is. It's all right. We got it. We're gonna zoom out. We're going to the Delta 737 flight 2766 going to Portland on a 737-900 ER. Alright, let's try and zoom in. Oh, just barely. Alright. We also have Qantas 93 coming in from Melbourne on an A380. This one delayed 28 minutes out. QF93 is the one from Melbourne. QF11, in case you don't know, is the one from Sydney, Australia. QF11 now arrives at 2:20 p.m. But it used to arrive. QF11 used to arrive at 6 a.m. every day. 6 a.m. Obviously, that doesn't happen anymore. Qantas 93 still arrives in the morning, so that one is 27 minutes out. That was United Airlines. United Airlines flight 2373 going to Kona 757-300. Lifting off on 25 right. Next arrival on the north side is China Airlines Cargo, flight 5166 coming in from Taipei. This one, usually the cargo planes arrive on the south side because all the cargo terminals are on the south side, so it's very rare to see a cargo plane arrive north, but we're getting that today, so I'll take it. 777 freighter coming from Taipei. I'll zoom out a little bit. That 777 freighter would be already the third 777 we've seen today. We also have 3 A380s arriving within the next half an hour. On this morning edition of plane spotting on the north side of LAX. Alaska Airlines flight 528 coming in from SFO on a 737 MAX 9. Flight time is 56 minutes. Next arrival on the north side. What do we have? I think we'll go to the takeoff on the north side. On the south side, excuse me. We have the United 737 taxiing to the north runways. Let's go to Zip Air. Aeromexico flight 646 coming from Mexico City. That was a south side arrival, so we'll zoom into that. Aeromexico landing on the south side on 25 left. American Airlines flight 349 777-300 ER pushing back. This one is going to Miami 777. Should be a south side departure. All right, Korean Air flight 17, the A380 from Seoul, only 4 minutes out. China Eastern, the 777-300, 11 minutes out. Big American 777. American Airlines flight 307 going to Dallas on a 777-200 ER. Latam Cargo flight 524 coming from Panama City on a 767-300 ER south side arrival. I believe you have Air Tahiti Nui. This one might go to remote parking, but it might, I think it's gonna push back soon. Just popped up on flight radar. This one, no flight information available on this one. We have an E175 up next, Delta Connection, flight 3725 coming from Boise, E175 LR. All right, we also have Aeromexico. Let's see, Aeromexico. There it is, Aeromexico. This one, the one that came in from Mexico City, arrived on 25 left. Let's go to the American Airlines 265 going to Lihue in Hawaii. A321neo. Next departure on 24 right. United 2013 going to Seattle. 737-900 ER. This one. Yeah, we have Air Tahiti Nui pushing back. This one might steal the spotlight from. All right, the United on the takeoff roll. we'll see it. We'll see this one in a few seconds. EVA Air Cargo, the 777 freighter going to SFO. Now appearing on flight radar, should taxi to 25 left for takeoff. Let's go to the Alaska though. And then I think after this Alaska, I believe, yep, Korean Air 17, the A380 Super from Seoul up next for arrival. I'm not quite seeing the Korean. Oh, I just barely see it, but I don't think we're going to be able to zoom into it. But what we can zoom into is Air Tahiti Nui. So let's go to that. We also have an Alaska. Or we have a 767 pushing back Delta 767-300 ER. Let's get some flight information on this one. Delta Airlines 958 going to New York. Southwest flight 1970 going to Lihue on a 737 MAX 8. Up next for departure on 24 right. All right, let's zoom into the A380. This is Korean Air Flight 17 from Seoul, the first A380 of the day. Let's go to Air Tahiti Nui. This one going to remote parking. We have EVA Air Cargo, the 777 freighter lifting off in the south side, going to SFO. Man, those GE90s. You can hear them all the way from here. I love GE90 engines. We have the Delta 767 going to New York. This one is a north side departure. Go to New York. We also have Aeromexico. Aeromexico arrived 12 minutes ago. Still not able to get into the gate. It's waiting for Aeromexico. Still, one from Mexico City, still waiting to get a gate. Arrived 12 minutes ago. We still have 2 more A380s and another 777-300ER China Eastern 2 minutes out. Number 3 for arrival on the north side. Asiana Flight 202, 10 minutes out. We'll see that one in a few seconds as it climbs. Let's see, we'll zoom in. All right, that's it for that. Oh wow, hear the sounds. Delta Airlines. Hear the sounds of those 767 engines. Arguably the best sounding engines a plane can have, in my opinion. Also, Qantas Flight 93, the A380 Super from Melbourne. 8 minutes out. Qantas is going to be our one more plane for today. We're going to wrap up the live stream after Qantas. Delta Airlines flight 811 going to Miami on a 737-900 ER. Lifting off on 2425 right. All right, Aeromexico finally taxiing to the gate. China Eastern Flight 583, the 777-300ER from Shanghai. Flight time is 10 hours, 58 minutes. It's now number 2 for arrival on 24 right. Let's go to the American Airlines. American Airlines 2656 going to Cabo.
Are you guys here for Airport 1 coming in this morning?
You missed it.
Oh, did you? You can still see it out there.
You can?
It's way out to the right.
Oh, really?
Yeah, way out at the last terminal.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I'm going to drive out there and go look at it again.
That's neat.
I
About, you know what time?
They never even tell us.
All right, thanks. Have a good day.
All right, well, yeah.
Airport ops. We have Flair 1888 coming in from Vancouver on a max 8. The 777 and the 2 A380s are going to wrap up our show for today. On this beautiful morning, some morning plane spotting at LAX. That's always been a goal of mine, to come here in the morning and do some early day plane spotting. Let's go to the 767 going to New York. Flight 958. This one is gonna have a nice sound. All right, I see China Eastern on final approach, so I think we're gonna leave the Delta and zoom into that. Very, very far away. All right, up next, Delta Airlines Flight 1628 coming in from Seattle on a 737-800. Flight time is 2 hours, 5 minutes. Delta Airlines Flight 742 coming from New York on a 767-300ER South Side arrival on 25 right. Asiana Flight 202, the A380 Super from Seoul, 2 minutes out, followed by Qantas Flight 93, the last plane of the day, 4 minutes out, coming in from Melbourne, Australia, A380. Flight time for Qantas 93 is 13 hours, 23 minutes. Let's go to the Delta. Let's go to the A380. We have Korean Air making its way to Tom Bradley International. Korean Air Flight 17 will park at gate 150. We received the Delta from Seattle. Followed by Asiana and then the Qantas, so back-to-back A380s to end the show. Go to the Sun Country. Do we have any information on Sun Country? This is Sun Country, flight 422 going to Minneapolis on a 737-800. Delta Connection flight 3794 going to Spokane, E175. Next departure on 24 right. This is followed by Alaska SkyWest flight 3352 going to Eugene, Oregon on an E175 LR. I can't see the A380 just yet. I could barely see Asia on a 202, so we could try to zoom into that. The second A380 of the day. Let's zoom out a little bit. It's a great sound coming from the A380-800. Let's check on Qantas 93. Qantas 93 is the next arrival, 1 minute out. And that will end the stream. I think we also have a departure in Alaska E175. But we're going to end the plane with the Qantas A380 from Melbourne, which I just barely see it in the distance. We're not going to zoom in just yet, though. What we are going to zoom into, I'm going to go to the Philippine Airlines 777. This one arrived a little earlier today. Until we could get at least a little bit of a better view of Qantas. Delta Airlines flight 742 is the 767 you see right here. This one coming from New York, as most of the Delta 767-300 do. A lot of New York to LAX routes. Let's go into the Delta 737. Delta Airlines flight 1865 going to Puerto Vallarta, 737-800. Whoops. Qantas up next, the last plane of the day. We have a Spirit lifting off. Let's get some flight information on this one. Spirit 2567 going to Louisville on an A320, but I think that is going to be the end of our stream. So with that being said, thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for watching morning edition of plane spotting here at LAX on the north side. Thank you for joining in. I'm going to try and go live as much as possible. I'm also going to try and go live from SNA, John Wayne Airport, as well as LAX. So stay tuned for those possibly. Thank you for watching once again. I'll see you in the next stream. Peace out.